Here we go again. It is day 6 of the lockdown, and we're about to set off on our morning walk. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It's just been snowing, would you believe? Anyway, here we go. I've got an idea today of where I want to go. And first of all, I'm just going to say hello to a few people who I know have been watching these. So, hello Ainsley, hello Julianne, and hello Johnny. Now, which way was I thinking of going? Right, okay, I'm going to go down this way instead. I've been looking at those little routes that are a little bit... Alright, so my cousin Keith took the mickey out of me yesterday for saying that I'd gone off the beaten track and then walked on a beaten track. Nice one, Keith. But what I meant was it's just off-road, really. Off that kind of beaten track, alright, off the paved track. So, yeah, I've been having a look on the map this morning in this area for somewhere that might be a bit similar, and I think I've got somewhere in mind. Well, I have got somewhere in mind, and it's somewhere I've never been. It's a route I've never been on. The sky looks quite dramatic this morning. As I say, it has just been snowing. Kind of breaking out over there, but still dark, grey and gloomy over there. That's better. So you see all these little places and you think, does that actually go anywhere? It doesn't say. Private road. I've never been down here before. There's a street light there, and it does look like a genuine cut through somewhere. Another street light ahead, and a narrow alley. Well, that's obviously private. See, I had no idea this was here. Seventh-day Adventist Church. Don't know what that means. Ah, I'm on Walney Grove. Well, I had no idea that that little alley there was a cut through. So there's the first new bit. Good find. Pretty typical, isn't it? Walk on the road. Now, if I go back round that way, I'll have to go all the way back. I might as well, because we haven't actually been down here yet. So this is Walney, is it Walney Grove, Walney Road? Can't quite remember. Whew. It's bracing this morning. As I say, it has been snowing. I looked out the window not long before I set off, and It was absolutely chucking it down. Thankfully it was fleeting. Might get a bit more while we're out. Hope not, because there's no cover on my phone. It doesn't fit in the gimbal very well. So we've kind of gone in a little bit of a U, because this is that building at the end, that's the walnut tree on Heworth Road. Is that on Heworth Road? No, I live on Heworth Road. I didn't know whether this was part of it. Will it go straight on at the lights? No, I don't think it does. So yeah, this is Walney Road that we've just come off. I've just done the little dog shit dance. You know, when you kind of go, ooh, just to dodge some dog shit on the footpath. Some bloody irresponsible people out there. Irresponsible and damn inconsiderate. No, right, so this one is Heworth Village. So Heworth Road, the street I live on, that leads on to Heworth Village. Now yesterday we came out of that alley there, I think it was, from the allotments. There are a few breaks in the clouds which promise a few rays of sun. Now the other thing we did yesterday was we walked through this land here. We're on the other side of the beck to where I walked on, so the beck is here. This is Tanghall Beck. And we walked along that side. If we can just control this. Oops, a daisy. We walked along this side here. And then came out there. And then went into... Oh gosh, I'm really having fun with this. Then went over there, that towards the school, and you can see that track on the left where the pigeons just landed. That leads towards the allotments. It's nice and quiet this morning. I have inadvertently tweaked one of the settings on this and I didn't mean to, so let me just flip this back. Always kind of like that area there. Cottage Mews. I've just pressed it again. That's it, we're back to normal. This whole area here over the past few years, 5 years or so, has undergone some, maybe a little bit longer, undergone some redevelopment. In case you're wondering what this is, if you can see it in the camera, I've actually mic'd myself up today. If the recording comes out okay, I might use that over the phone recording, which can sometimes be a bit quiet. I thought I'd give it a go, do a little bit of experimenting. With a black cat up ahead. Still don't know what that means. Actually, I do. It means nothing. Considering I'm generally out for about half an hour, and I do walk at an average pace of just over 4 miles an hour, I've been doing round about 2 miles a day. Just over. Not including stopping time for panning and that kind of stuff, of course. So yeah, yesterday, I don't know whether you saw the video where I was on the beach, but I kind of let rip with a bottle of wine. I've got 9 bottles of wine to go, and a bottle of Pimm's, and 3/4 of a bottle of Disaronno. I don't normally drink at home. I normally just go to the Rook and Gaskill on a Saturday night, do a bit of socialising, have a couple of beers, a couple of nice dark ales, and some rum. Not all in the same glass, of course. So yeah, I don't normally drink at home. So the bottles that I have are ones that my customers have given me, my lovely customers, at Christmas and so on. And considering there's just no reason to be out at the moment, in the car, or any other reason, I might as well use them up. It's not like I've got anybody to share them with at the moment. I would have taken a few of them round to Ainsley's house at some point over a period of time and probably had a drink there, but he's not drinking much at the moment either. So this is all new development at the moment. This used to be the site of the old Burnholme School, and this is the new library. Oops, I don't know why that's gone right up there. Must have been on there too long. We're actually going to go up by the side of it because I believe there's a path that cuts through to St Eldred's Mews, which is all part of the Seabrome development. So let's have a look. When I worked for the council, I used to manage some buildings around here. I'm not even sure if it's been knocked down. What I might do today, I mentioned in one of these either yesterday or the day before about my favourite bungalow in York, because I quite like bungalows. I think it was a couple of days ago. So that's Burnholme Sports Centre. Now the building looks like it's been repurposed, whereas the decals look relatively new. It's not something I've ever been familiar with. There's a mixture of brickwork on there, which suggests it's been extended at some point. Yeah, there is a proper gym in there. There are just gyms everywhere these days. They can't all be making money, surely. Can you see those sunbeams over there coming through the clouds? Looks quite nice. I'm actually quite intrigued by this little path because, as far as I'm aware, this actually brings me out pretty much next to one of my customers' houses. I'm not going to point it out on camera for discretionary and, well, just for discretionary reasons really. And I've often looked at this fence, it's near where I parked the car, and wondered where, I knew they had built a path behind it, but I had no idea where it went. It's good, I'm getting my bearings for a few different places around here. See, through this hedge here to my right, that is, I don't know whether you can see that through there, but that's St Aelred's. That's St Aelred's School. That used to be one of my sites when I used to manage cleaners for the council. I remember the caretaker there, Tony, telling me that this whole area was going to be redeveloped. He had some insight into what was going on. Fascinating. Yeah, I had no idea this area existed. So I know where I am now. So this is all part of the Seabum area. I think I might take a walk through to Oswaldwick. I'll show you where I used to live. It's one of my favourite places actually, in terms of places I've lived. Surprisingly, we've been out for 20 minutes already nearly. Actually no, 19 minutes. It took a minute to get out the door. So about 18, well, yeah, nearly 20 minutes. This might end up being the longest one yet. It has now taken a while to get this estate built. I'm still in two minds as to whether I actually like it or not. I mean, the houses are really quite nice inside, but there's no storage in any of them. They're quite naff. And whilst they're quite unique, they're not in keeping with any other area. Nevertheless, they're popular, which I guess is no bad thing. Now, which way leads to the pond in Oswaldwick? I think it's this way. I think it might be. Not totally sure. I think that's the play area off the cycle track. Lotherington, yes. Now I've either gone... No, there it is. I am in the right area. So down here, as part of this estate, they've put in this really nice pond with geese. Well, the geese will just come and go as they want. Well, actually all the birds will, but there's a couple of swans on there at the moment. There you go, can you see the swans? Look at that. I've not got anything for you, I'm afraid. No bread today. They're big birds, aren't they, swans? But yeah, it's a lovely area, this. I know it's quite popular with the Derwentthorpe and Oswaldwick villages. I'm not sure if that's a new part. I don't think I've ever been aware of that bit before. Who knows? Pretty, isn't it? Right, onwards. Now, what I think we'll do is we'll have a quick walk through Oswaldwick village, the old village, and then head home. I'm a bit more rustly today. Put another coat on because it's got cooler. Loving how quiet it is. So if you look on the left here, what we'll do is we'll cut back through that way here. But first, we'll just have a little look through Oswaldwick village because I do love the old village with the beck. And I used to live here with the beck pretty much on my, well, yeah, on my doorstep. In fact, you can see it to my right now. Or you can see it on right of the shot, I should say. It's lovely. Now, I think I also mentioned in one of these videos about willow trees being outside my house and about one having to be cut down when I lived here in Oswaldwick village. There's the Derwent Arms, and we're just actually approaching that tree, the replacement and the stump of the one that was cut down. Can you see it between the two trees here on the right? You can see the willow over the beck. The bridge had to be rebuilt after I left because it was just falling apart possibly due to a lot of the root structure that the tree had caused, but yeah, there. So I used to live there. Those top windows in that bungalow, in that cottage, those were my front windows. And this was my view with the willow tree. You can see the stump of the old tree there. You can see where it's hollow in the middle. That's where it kind of rotted, and it was fall. It would. The risk was that it would have fallen onto the cottage. But yeah, what a lovely area. Anyway, right. Time to head back, I think. It's nice to see the sun's actually come out. Look at the shadows. I have to change hands, my hand's gone a bit numb. Move you over to there for a bit. Hello. Good to see my bad side now. Oh, now I have to learn how to use the joystick on the gimbal with my other thumb. That's not good. That's not good at all. Come on, turn around, lock. Right, okay, let's lock you into place. Waving up my shadow on the footpath, looking like a fucking idiot. I think I've just invented a new song. I don't think it's going to be a number one. Right, so Keith, I'm going off the beaten track. Okay. Off the main road. It's looking like this one might be the longest one so far. Wasn't intended to be that way. Funny, isn't it? I'm guessing some of you are in a similar position to me, in the sense that you might well have bought things before all of this kicked in, all of this lockdown and quarantine kicked in, and had things, toys if you like, that you've never used. And now you're getting them out and playing with them properly, like me with this gimbal. When I bought it, I thought I might have used it a bit more for doing things like this. Excuse me. And then never really got around to it. Because I always had other ideas for videos and things that I wanted to do at the time. Whereas now, it's coming into good use. Some of this has been hacked back quite a bit. Putting a fence in by the look of it. Hope they're not going to cut all this hedgerow back, because that's quite a natural habitat. I mean, this is very, I don't know whether they're actually going to build on here. I very much doubt it, because it's very boggy and swampy. I wouldn't have thought it'd be good building land. Not good at all. Looks like the remnants of a motorbike over there. I'm feeling nosy. It is. Front wheel. An old motorbike. Inquisitive, not nosy, inquisitive. Curiosity might have killed the cat, but I ain't a damn cat. Might be a pussy at times. Yeah, I know, shoot me now. That's all another part of that estate, housing estate that I walked through. It's actually quite a vast estate. It's a good size. Where we're up to time-wise, 33 minutes. Nice morning. Haven't seen anyone to say hello to yet. So I am going to just quickly show you. In fact, I might as well follow this road round. My favourite bungalow in York. It's there. I say bungalow, I mean it's kind of bungalow style, but with some Tudor fascia. Morning. I love that place. If I've won the lottery tonight, I'm going to be trying to put a bid in on that. Mind you, when would you get to move? God only knows. Look at the size of the cones on that tree. Huge! Huge! Whew. Chilly wind. Chilly wind. That doesn't mean I've got wind from eating chilli, by the way. Right, which way? I know which way we'll go back. We'll double back on some part of the route that I took yesterday. We're going in the reverse direction, just because it's a nice route. And also it cuts across the roads quite a lot. So it should take me a bit less time to get home. See, one of the things I've learned about this gimbal is, so I pointed out the trigger on the back of the gimbal, and when I hold it, so if you watch my face now, because the camera that's on here is attached to the gimbal shaft, as I turn that, the main image still stays in the same position. Even when you turn a corner. And when you release the trigger, it catches back up with itself. So we'll cut down here. Is this the one? No, this isn't the one, is it? Yeah, it is. Looks a bit different from that angle. Looking forward to a coffee. Oh my god, those lattes that I've been making with that machine are so good. So good. Technically they may be classed as cappuccinos because I know there's a ratio of espresso to milk to foam. And I'm not exactly measuring the ratios out. I'm just frothing up some milk. Thankfully I've managed to get the right amount of milk for the cup to match the espresso so it fills the cup. But I'm not exactly measuring out the ratios of milk, froth and coffee. The reality is what I'm drinking is probably somewhere in between a latte and a cappuccino. Put your hands up and tell me in the comments if you're one of those people that thought it was, or still think it's one of those things that's pronounced espresso instead of espresso. Go on, I dare you. Mind you, if you've watched this far, you've done well. So I know if you watched yesterday's video you won't necessarily recognise this bit, but I actually came out of here. We're going to go across the beck on that bridge that wasn't very pretty but very functional. Down we go. Oh, I've done that thing again. Hey. Right. So, do you remember yesterday we had a look at the beck and that lovely little bridge. Better get walking. Coffee is calling. "39 minutes. Definitely going to be the longest one. So I reckon this one's going to be about 45 minutes. I think it'll take me about 5 minutes to get home. Maybe. If that. There's that other bridge, the functional but non-pretty bridge, the footbridge. So Hempland School is now behind me. There's the school behind the trees. Keep thinking I've got a dewdrop. Just coming up on one of the turn-offs for the allotments that I walked through yesterday. Some folks with fairy beasties up ahead. I think I might have even passed a couple of those too yesterday, coming in the opposite direction. They look quite familiar. Morning. Yes, the Dalmatian and the big Labrador up ahead. We passed those yesterday. Morning. Which side of you shall I go on? How are you doing? All right? And we've already walked past these today. So not so much a circular route today. I think a bit of a figure eight, I think. Might be. You can tell it's Sunday. Everything is much quieter. Even though it's the lockdown, it's even quieter still. Into Heworth Village, which we passed earlier on the route. About 3 miles, I reckon, today. Tell you what I can tell, I'm going to have to get my toenails cut. They're digging into each other. And I still need to change my pants. I'm joking. I changed them on the second day. Walnut tree. Excuse me, sorry. Tell you what, carrying this gimbal with 2 cameras on certainly gives you your forearms a bit of a workout. You can certainly feel the pull. Let's do a little experiment. I'm going to drop the camera low. Well, that didn't work, did it? It was supposed to hold position and track. We'll do so far, and then it doesn't like it. So quiet, I'm going to walk in the middle of the road. I'm so brave. Oh, poop. I meant to try setting the main image into to 1080, see if I could get rid of some of the pixelation and then compress it in Lightworks. I forgot. Might try that tomorrow. However, tomorrow's Monday. I might be doing something different tomorrow. I don't know what yet. I think I better get off the road. Morning. Youth Methodist. Which is quite handy, especially this time, living really close to a Boots. You never know when you might need stuff from the chemist at the moment. So yeah, there's Boots, Cost Cutter. I think the fish and chip shop's closed now, Pete's place. But anyway, here we are, back to base. Quite enjoyed that. So, if you're going out for your allotted exercise, that's fine, but remember, stay indoors, stay safe, save lives, save the NHS. Take care and have a little fun. See you later.